All right, let's go. Welcome to podcast number 31, Single at 40. We got the monster.
What's up, guys?
Back. You're back in Honolulu.
I'm back.
So tell us about your day. You flew from Reno?
Woke up this morning at 4, drove from Reno to Sacramento, hopped on a flight, landed here. Good times.
Yeah,
all worth it.
Enough of that bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know about our audience, how many people actually care, but I'm very interested to hear about night 2 in Bangkok for you. So let's recap. We had you on the first podcast and we were talking about your first trip to Thailand, and we were in Soy Cowboy in Bangkok, and you met a nice young girl, and you told us how she got way too drunk and she came back to the hotel with you and she got sick, and you ended up having to make sure she got home safe, and the night kind of ended there. Well, that was the first trip. So we want to talk about the second trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the second trip right now.
Right.
But do you want to do some like lead-in questions, or should I just go?
Well, so the second trip, we gotta give these people some background. Okay. So we go back to Thailand about a year later.
Yeah.
And we go stay at the same hotel, and we walk across the street to Soy Cowboy. We end up at the same Thai Lock bar, and to our surprise, your little sweetheart was there.
She was.
And she was excited to see you.
She was.
And our whole crew. And you guys started hanging out, and you can take it from here.
Well, I mean, I want to give a little context to this first. So,
yeah, go for it.
Before we actually went into that bar, we actually we walked that whole street, the Soy Cowboy. And I smoked a little weed there. And yeah, I was a little loopy, so that's leading into this. So, anyways, we get to the bar, dancing, doing whatever I need to do, and then remember, she showed up a little bit later.
Well, let's disclose: weed is 100% legal in Thailand, so you're not into breaking laws.
Absolutely not. So, when I'm in the Philippines, I do not use marijuana at all. Do not travel with it. Nothing.
Okay. So.
But I use it. I don't use it recreationally here. I use it as a sleeping aid, almost like melatonin.
Where it's legal.
Where it's legal.
Whatever you feel is justified, right?
Yeah. I mean, are we going to talk about the sunglasses?
I mean, I was waiting for you to bring it up, because I mean, it is. We are in a room.
A dark studio.
Well, there's two things. So first thing is that light is extremely bright, and I have issues with my eyes, guys, if you don't know that. I'm old and I'm going blind, basically. And the second is the prescription. So I can see with them. So, I walk through the airport with these all day today, and people are looking at me weird,
It's a beautiful story. Let's get back to Thailand.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, you smoke a little weed.
Yep.
You go to the bar.
Yeah, so basically, we drink and we're walking back, and I'm with her, and we get to the room. And, like, I don't even really remember what happened. Like, we got into some kind of argument or something. Or, like, basically the roles were reversed. So the first time was she was puking, and this time, like, I was fucking spinning. And it happened to me 2 nights. I'll go into another story about this later in the trip. But I don't know. I don't know if we started arguing. We started making out a little bit. We started arguing. I probably said something. You guys know sometimes how I can get. And she basically just told me to go fuck myself and left.
So I remember when we left the bar, she was with us. Does anybody know this girl's name, by the way?
I don't.
I don't either. Okay. Well, maybe you can spotlight some of the video from that bar and we can point her out.
Yeah, definitely. She's in a big portion of the video.
Very nice young lady. Anyways, we're walking back from Soy Cowboy to the hotel, and she's aiding you in walking because you're not walking very straight.
Uh-oh.
And there's like a big intersection we have to cross, and we get through it. And then there's this like patch of bushes. And I was ahead of you guys. And then I hear her kind of like scream out. Yeah. And I turn around and you're like face down in the bushes.
Did she George Bush me? Have you ever seen that before?
She was like trying to help you get out of the bushes. So I guess at a certain point you lost your balance and fell in the bushes.
Oh, all right.
And she helped you get out, and then we made it back to the hotel, and we were all on the same floor, and I remember you guys walked down the hotel and then hotel hallway, and I never saw you again. But
yeah, I mean, I just remembered at ending on not a very positive note. And that was mainly me this time and not her. I'd like to apologize, but I don't know if I'll ever see her again. But
well, so no, we have to go back there, and third time has to be a charm.
It has to be.
Because it's like night one was on her, night two was on you. Like, we got to try this one more time.
I mean, I need to get my shit together. There should be never a night that, quote, is on me, right? I mean, come on, man.
I mean, we had one comment on the last podcast, 19, you did with us, and the guy was like clowning on you for drinking too much, and he's like, why are you drinking so much? Why aren't you?
I actually read that. That was very funny.
Yeah, you know the comment I'm talking about? Yeah.
I did.
He says you should be worried about pounding box.
Yeah.
Instead of drinking.
Yeah, he says. Yeah, he says something like that.
I mean, it's a valid argument.
Absolutely. That's why I liked it. Yeah, it was a good comment, and it was a fair comment. Constructive criticism is always accepted.
Yeah, I mean, he was looking out for you, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so if I ever see you, bro, thank you.
So what about the rest of Thailand? After that, we went up to Pattaya, and you had a pretty good time.
I love Pattaya because I love to walk around the streets, right? So basically in Pattaya, it was basically, we would go out and do what we did at night, and during the day, I would literally walk around by myself and just go explore. I shot a lot of pool there. I become quite a pool table connoisseur, if I don't say so myself. Very talented.
Yeah, I remember we were at that, what was that little bar called?
Yeah, it was
Body Shot or whatever, and it was that open air bar with the pool table, and you were like whacking Europeans in pool while we were all watching.
Oh yeah,
I was surprised. This guy's good.
Well, during the days you guys didn't see it, I would go there and be like, I can't wait for the 51st state, just talking shit I don't even believe in, but it was just like messing with them, right? So I mean, there's I walk around. Basically, I walk around, I drink a little bit, talk to some girls, and then I go shoot pool. There was one night there that kind of main place when you come out of the Hilton, and you go the opposite direction from Walking Street. There's that big outside bar where all the expats are. I was in there one of those days. I probably played like 30 games of pool. I was in there for a good 6 hours.
So what about Soy 6? Because we talked about on one of our other podcasts how we went to Pattaya and our dumbasses didn't even go to Soy 6. We just went to that main Walking Street. Yeah. And then after we met GP, he took us to Soy 6, and we were like, what the fuck? How do we not know this was here?
It was great. And, I met that really pretty girl there, too, that I really liked.
Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah, and I when we go back there, that's where I'm going to spend the majority of my time, at least at night.
Soy 6?
Yeah, I would say Soy 6. I mean, it's the one thing, though, about Soy 6 is you can tell probably some shit pops off there every once in a while. It seems to be more like rowdy crowd.
It's definitely a rowdy place.
I mean, people just get, when they mix alcohol, just get drunk. I mean, we're happy drunks for the most part, but some people just get fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah, there was all kinds of stuff going on during their New Year or whatever in April.
So I told Nick a story. So I was out there by myself. I think this is the last night we were there. I don't think you guys went out. But I went to Soy 6 by myself, and I was sitting up there, and I was like smoking a cigarette. I was next to this bar, and this Thai gentleman comes over to me. He's wearing like I don't know if it's a Hell's Angels jacket or whatever,
like
a motorcycle club jacket. And he's like literally like sitting like right here, and I go over and I have my cigarette right there. I go over and reach for it. He walks by me, and I go over there and reach for it. And he's like basically like, you can't have that. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, you need to leave. And I was like, what? And then I looked at him. I'm like, I need to leave. And he's like, yeah. And I just went, just walked away. God, in any place I'm at, I'm not trying to start shit with the locals.
Yeah,
it's their country, man. Like the guy told me basically to go fuck myself, and okay.
Well, the cool thing about Soy 6 is you don't have to go fuck yourself. I mean,
exactly.
There's plenty of options, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that was a figure of speech, but yeah. I mean, yeah, basically. So, yeah. Guys, I
You always seem to get into these predicaments when you're by yourself. You ever notice that?
Yeah. You know, I will say this: like when I'm by myself, my guard's a lot more up than when I'm with you guys, because
you had a similar story at Insomnia off Walking Street in Angeles years back, where you were drinking and there was a motorcycle club there, and
yep,
they told you to leave.
I was one time on the perimeter. I was way down there, and this was in like 2019, and there was a group of British folks there. And I was, hey, man, like, you know, I'm half British, like, I'm dual citizen, blah, blah, blah. We started drinking. And then one of these guys, I don't know if I bumped in or something, like, he literally threatened me with about 5 of his guys. You guys weren't even here. This is like,
well, I know. You always get into these things by yourself. Yeah. That's my point.
And I was just like, and I, you know, nothing ended up materializing. I saw him again probably 3 weeks later on another bar in Perimeter. And same thing happened again. And I was like, okay. You know, that was pretty much, I'll never go to the perimeter again, right? You know how I feel about the perimeter.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's dangerous out there. Not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
anyways, yeah, Thailand was a success.
It was. Yeah, I mean, I love Thailand. We talked about this last podcast, you know. I prefer the Philippines, but I love Thailand too. And I'm looking forward to Vietnam if we ever do that. Once again, I want to hit the triangle, if we can do that sometime. The triangle is Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. They call it the triangle. So that's what we bombed during the Vietnam War. Cambodia. When they talk about us bombing Cambodia, it was up in that area because we thought the Viet Cong were up there. But anyways, that's irregardless. But
another podcast.
Another podcast. I'll shut up. Sorry.
So let's get into the Philippines. So
okay.
It's been about 90 days since we've been in Southeast Asia. You were on our last trip, and you're coming on a back-to-back with us, which isn't always the case, so that's exciting.
No.
You were able to figure out how to get the time off, and you're here. So this one's obviously AC Boracay, and then AC for you.
Extremely excited. Definitely excited for Boracay. I do like the day drink on the boats. Me and Glenn are particularly enjoy that. That's kind of like our hangout time, because at nighttime I'm by myself doing whatever. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to the back end of AC with the Bulldog and
Joey.
And my own boy Joey. So I can't wait, man.
So one thing I wanted to talk about on our last podcast, episode 30, me and Glenn started talking about the channel and basically how we're trying to figure out how to get it out to people that don't know that environment exists. And when I explain that environment, basically what I'm talking about is you can take a little bit of money over to Philippines, Thailand, wherever you'd like to go, and the money goes a long way. And in the nightlife game versus like in the US, you can have a lot of fun with a small amount of money, and you can essentially, like we said in the last podcast, party like a rock star, if you will, or celebrity, or however you want to categorize it. So like, what's your take on that? Because we're trying to get the podcast and our channel out to people that just might not know about it, because none of us knew about being able to go there and party like this on a cheaper endeavor than going out in a place like Vegas or Miami or LA.
I mean, I would go. I mean, if I was to do it cheaply, I would go with $200. I would do $100 of drinks and $100 of, entertainment. And I mean, you can definitely do this poor, guys. Like, I don't have a lot of money. Like, and I've been over there solo, and I've done it very cheaply. Obviously, when I'm around Nick and Glenn, I get to go a little bit bigger, but you don't need a lot there. And also, you can meet other Filipino girls there too. Like, you don't have to just do what we do, right? I mean, it's all, what you enjoy. I mean, there's people that, backpack and do hostels for, a couple months. I would never do that. I need my own bathroom. Number one is my own bathroom, and I need my own AC and a clean king-size bed, right? But that's just me. That's, I'm just talking specifically for myself. But, in all these countries, you can do it cheap. In Thailand as well. Basically your main expense is going to be your lodging, basically.
Well, your airfare
right?
is the number one.
And your airfare. I'm just talking about when you're over there. Obviously, the airfare is going to be significant expense, but.
I mean, the lodging scales, though, because there's places like within distance to Walking Street that are anywhere from like $16, $17 a night. obviously that price goes up to probably ABC, which is probably the most expensive, which is probably around 200, 250 a night, depending on the room you get. Yeah. So you can dial down your lodging.
Well, I mean, Nick, you know, if I didn't travel with you, I'd be staying in probably Scoreboards, right?
Yeah, well, Scoreboards
which is
isn't
what,
bad.
$30 a night?
It's like $30 a night. Even where we stay, even Carousel, I think it's like, you know, $45 a night.
Right. I mean, and you know, you just got to work within your budget. Like, obviously, some folks have more money than others, and that's fine. But you can still enjoy it, you know. And yeah, I mean, life is just what you make of it, man. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I could probably heed a lot of my own advice when I say that, but you know, it is what you make of it, right? So, yeah.
Well, one question I get a lot, like when we show people locally here the channel, and you know, we're always inviting anybody that wants to come, you know, people we work with, people we do business with, you know, whatever. And one of the questions I always get is like, how much money should I bring? And I always defer to people like you and Joey. Like, my budget's a little ridiculous at times, but I carry the entourage and whatnot. Right. But in your advice, like if you're going to go there for a week, let's not include the airfare. The airfare is going to be whatever, $1,500 from the West Coast, call it. So once you're there, like if you were there for a week by yourself or with another friend, like what do you think somebody should bring to have like the VIP experience, like not go in there and nickel and dime yourself to like, you know, throw money, buy drinks, you know, treat people, like buy food for the people that work there. Like,
yeah. So, I mean, if I was saying in a budget for myself, I would prioritize what's important to me, right? So obviously airfare's out of it. Lodging, all I would need would be a single room with an AC and my own shower.
Which you can get for $30.
$30. So let's say $30. So that gives you $210 for 7 days. Let's say $180, right? And then, you know, I would do for me. Well, it depends on how much you drink. I would probably do, you know, $150 a day on drinks, maybe $200. So that's going to take you up to what?
Is that just for you? Or is for that you and people you meet along the way?
That's just for you.
Ooh, that's a lot.
And then you know, for if you want to, you know, do any extras, I would put another $200 on it. So I mean, realistically, I think $3,000 is what I would do. If you're going in a group and you split it, that can go down significantly. But you know, I mean, you got to think about this as, you know, this for a lot of folks, this is going to be a once a year thing, or maybe once every 2 years, or maybe once in a lifetime thing. So I mean, enjoy it the best you can.
So then we'll call it with the airfare, the money you spend while you're there for food, drinks, and entertainment, and your transportation. Call it $5,000, airfare included. That's not that hard for somebody to save over a year, or if they're going to go every other year. Basically, anybody can do it. You know, like you have, you know, a job that pays you a little bit of money. You just put a little bit of money aside each month, and you can afford to do this.
Well, we'll put it like this, Nick. If we were at Scenarios Pizza right now, right? It's 20 years ago. We would
30 years ago.
30 years ago, you know, we're still flipping pizzas. We would be going. And we'd figure out a way to do it, right?
100%.
100%. So it's like, you know, it's like anything in life. You just got to figure out how to do it. And, you know, I wouldn't go off like what we do as like normal stuff, because it's not, you know. But, you know, anyone can do this stuff. I mean, in my opinion. So.
No, definitely anyone can do it. And me and Glenn talked about that in previous podcasts. Like, depending on how big you want to scale it, but if it's just you by yourself or you and a buddy, you can have a pretty goddamn big party like we do. Obviously, we just have tons of people, so our stuff looks way more intense. But even if it's just you and another friend, and you guys both have whatever, $5,000, $4,000 each, including airfare to get there, you can have a pretty really awesome time.
Yeah, I mean, I would just get a group of girls, just, you know, for that you guys vibe with, and just pick out a corner of any bar and just do your own thing is what I would do.
Yeah.
You know, I you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's what I would do.
Well, even once you make some friends, and say there's two of you, and you meet 5 or 6 girls that you like, and you're partying with them, one night you can go to a place like Mega Dance and get a VIP booth and get a bottle service, and that whole night will cost you less than, call it $300.
Right.
And you can be VIP status at a pretty nice goddamn dance club. It's just as nice as any dance club I've ever been to in Vegas or fucking LA. Like, not that I've been to many, but it's at that level, right?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like you literally get the VIP ticket for $300, and that's not just one bottle. That's like multiples, and that's inviting people to your table and having a fucking blast.
Yeah, I mean, you could also do like don't go on the main Red Street. Like, go down to the perimeter and blow out one of those bars. You could do
there's some dance clubs over there too. Yeah, that are even cheaper. And then there's places like Subic that I've heard are even much cheaper. And Makati's the same way. We finished our last trip in Makati. We had a pretty cool night. We went out with Eric, and that one bar we were at, Buccaneers, wasn't a dance club by any means or a go-go bar. It was just like a local bar right off of Burgo Street. That place was fucking awesome.
We should have, hindsight's 2020, but I kind of wish we stayed there.
We totally should have stayed there.
I mean, there was, that was a cool place. Good vibe, too.
Totally.
It's always fun going out with Eric, too. I mean, he's good people, good vibes, so.
Yeah, we ended up going to a dance club that was like a reopening or something, and I mean we were on his dime on that trip. Like we paid him for his service or whatever, and he took us around, and we had a great time. And even the dance club he took us to was fun. I mean, we had a good time. We just put that little short video out where you're dancing, and then the girl gives you the beer, and you turn around and give her one of these. That's one of the shorts.
Okay, so that was in Manila. I don't know why I thought that was in Thailand.
No, that was in Manila.
That was in Manila. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty wild. It was definitely fun. I mean, I would like to check out Manila some more. We don't really do Manila too much. I know you and Glenn have more than I have, but yeah, maybe in the future that's something we should check out. Food for thought.
Yeah, no, definitely. The one thing I don't like about Burgo Street, and there's probably a better hotel out there that we just haven't found, but the few hotels that are like right there are fucking shit.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm not going to call them out by name because I don't want to shit on people's businesses. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the hotel situation right there in Burgo Street. Yeah. But like, hey, if you know of a good hotel in Burgo Street, hit us in the comments because I'm sure there's some nice ones. I just like walking distance too. Like I don't like trikes and dealing with all that. Like I'd rather be able to walk.
No,
I'm not scared to walk 10 minutes. But there's got to be some nicer stuff in the area. Just the ones we've stayed at in our short time there, I just don't like them.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, it is what it is, and the hotel we stay at there is really nice too. So, but obviously it's off the beaten track, somewhat.
Oh,
for what we want.
Well, when we were in Manila, we stayed at the Conrad, which is that's a 45-minute ride to Burgos.
Yeah, it's quite a ride.
But when we usually go stay there, we're not headed to Burgos Street. We just ended up going there to meet up with Eric last time, and that was a fucking miserable van ride to get over there to party with him, and then had to go back at 3 a.m. And luckily we had Ken, and he had a rented van, so it made it a lot simpler for us. But I wouldn't want to stay at the Conrad if my plan was to go out and party in Burgos like more than once.
Right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these places, like, you guys just have to explore and then see what you like best. Obviously, we like AC and Pattaya and Boracay, but there's a bunch of places you guys can go visit.
Something we've been talking about doing is taking the entourage up to Subic for a night, and we have to do that.
I want to do it because you remember when we were driving back to Manila, Eric kind of brought that up. Remember, he was talking about Subic, and I think you could go get a big house over there, Airbnb, and just get after it.
No, it's funny you brought that up, Eric and Subic, because when we podcasted with him, I called him out because he had some. We obviously just first met him when we podcast, but he had some footage and some content he did on AC, and he like kind of shit on AC. So like I called him out, like that's like our home base. Like you don't like it, and he was funny. He's like, no, he's like, if I'm gonna go up there, like he lives in Manila, obviously, so he parties, in Makati, which is understandable. But he was talking about Subic versus AC, and he's like, if I'm gonna travel to go party somewhere, he's like, I'd rather just go another 40 minutes and go to Subic. And his thing was like, it's on the beach, it's beautiful. I think he said like $10 surf and turfs to eat, 100 peso beers or 50 peso beers. I forget exactly what he said, but he was saying it was so much cheaper than AC, and having the beach just made being there during the day that much nicer, which you can't argue with.
Yeah, I mean, that was his main argument, is like, look, during the day in AC, it's basically the same as night, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
for you like
me,
it.
Yeah, for me, and yeah, obviously I like that stuff, but Yeah, I mean, Subic's a great alternative. I think, like you said, you have the beach there, so you can go out and walk. And
well, something too that made me start thinking about it. Our friend AJ from Your View, My World, or he just was up there and he did or it's My View, Your World. I'm probably butchering his fucking name, but my bad, AJ. I'll get it straight one of these days. But anyways, he did a bunch of videos up there in Subic and showing his hotel and a bunch of restaurants, and it looks fucking nice, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, we should definitely plan that.
Maybe December.
Well, you guys aren't going in December, are you?
No, we are. You're not going to come in September.
I'm not. I can't go. I was thinking about December. I may be going to England.
Oh, but you're definitely not coming in September.
No.
Yeah, so we got to plan that for a time you're there.
Yeah, like you basically, like when I'm not there, you guys want to do all the unfun shit I don't want to do. So when I go there, we can blow it out.
Well, that kind of leads me into the next part of the podcast I wanted to get into. You not showing up to the big parties because you get way too drunk.
I mean, yeah, we went over we went over that the last podcast. So he's talking about the mega dance. And we're going to be doing it again, actually, this Saturday. Jesus, right around the corner. And I'm not going to miss this one.
So Glenn thinks you're going to miss it.
Well,
yeah, I mean, just
come
if
on,
we
man.
go through like the pattern of how things work, you're going to day drink and you're not going to make it. It's all right. We'll have something to talk about on the next podcast.
You keep talking about this pattern, Glenn, but it only happened once. It's not a pattern.
No, so go back to the very first trip you ever went on to the Philippines.
Okay. We're going back 10 years? Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
that's what a pattern, you kind of go down that line.
So you missed the Who Let the Dogs Out party that the Dollhouse group used to have.
Right.
Because you didn't feel like going out because you went too hard for, I don't know how many days it was. I think it was at least 3 straight days.
Well, I mean, in my defense, we got the bus the night before, so.
No. I'm not. You go harder than us. There's no doubt. Because you day drink and you do all that. I understand. But that's what Glenn's talking about. That's the pattern.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that's your pattern.
No, there is something wrong with it because I don't want to miss the dance at Mega Dance.
We'll make
It's
it.
definitely a problem.
We'll make it.
Well, I'll make it this time, I promise.
You're just going to have to make a conscious decision. I think the first night's big for you. We've gone over our travel. So we're going to land, in Manila tomorrow, Friday night, hopefully around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Hopefully our flight's not delayed. We'll see, though. But no matter what, it's going to take us an hour to get through customs, get our bags, exchange our money, and then get in the van. And then you're looking at 90 minutes to 2 hours in the van to get out of Manila. Hopefully it's the more around longs than 90 minutes. So best case scenario, we land in AC 9:30. Worst case, it's like 11, right? We check into Carousel, all of us shower, and within 30 minutes of walking Carousel, we're out on the street.
40.
Okay, 40 minutes.
I need time to arrange my bag.
So we'll meet up with everybody at the cafe in front of the Carousel, and we'll start putting Strike Force energy drink packets into San Miguel seltzers.
Sounds great.
And we'll get on one, right?
Yes.
So here's where the night will go. We're going to start at Onana, and we'll see how that place is set up. Can they house us? Does the AC work? And if we're having a great time, we might stay there a while. If it's like some of the other places that are smaller and the AC is not good, we might not last that long. So anyways, where we go from there is completely up in the air. Obviously, we've thrown out Vegas, Atlantis, Genesis. No matter what, we'll end up at Sky at a certain point in time.
Right.
Usually, say we start this path around, we'll call it 11 o'clock. So let's say we end up at Sky at 1 a.m.
Okay. Okay.
Glenn's pattern is once we hit Sky, at a certain point in time, he's going to realize he can't keep his head up and he's going to want to go to bed. He's going to go get food. He's going to go to sleep. Not long after he does that, I'm going to follow him and I'm going to go to bed. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, in bed by no later than 3 a.m., 2:30, right?
Okay.
So this is where it becomes tricky for you because once you get there and you're out on that path of that night, you're the guy that will stay out till basically 6 a.m.
Yeah, I like to see the sun come up. It makes me feel invigorated.
Well, because you're going to roll with the Angels, and those girls are seasoned, right? So it's like they can stay up all night. That's the path, or the path they're always on. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So you're going to end up going to Mega Dance or Atlantis or one of these places that's open real late with them.
Yes.
And you're going to drink all night.
Probably.
And then, 6 o'clock in the morning, you'll probably go back to your room and fall asleep for a little bit.
Yep.
And then you're going to wake up and let's say it's 10:30, 11, and you're going to be there's going to be a choice in front of you at that point.
Right.
Do you eat, drink some coffee, and go relax in your room, or does Joey and the Bulldog, tempt you to go out, and you go out?
I mean, you already know the answer to that, so it's like, why are you even asking me?
Well, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you the pattern.
Okay.
So, and my advice is, if you want to make the mega dance party, you tell Bulldog and Joey, no, I'm going to go relax, and you stay in till at least 3-4 p.m. before you hit it again.
That's even worse to do that. I'll tell you why.
Well, okay, go ahead.
I'll tell you why. So, my general pattern there is, we'll go out, let's say Friday night, right? I wake up Saturday, maybe eat, and maybe, whatever, have a sandbag or something, and go out. But if I get back at like 4 and I sleep until like 8, I'm money. I'm ready to go. If I start at 3 p.m. and go into 2 a.m., it's going to be an absolute mess.
So how do you end up at Mega Dance Saturday night? Like, what do you need to do?
I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna shower, and then I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna walk with you guys over there.
But what about during the day, like when you come down and like Joey and Bulldog want to go day drinking?
Then we're gonna go day drinking. Don't worry, I'm gonna be there on Saturday. I promise.
I can't really speak for Joey because I didn't spend much time with him on the last trip, other than the couple nights we went out.
Yeah.
But Bulldog's like a steady Eddie. Like, I've observed him, and he's very slow in the fact he'll sit somewhere, have his beers and his cigarettes, and it's a slow pace.
Okay.
Like, I think this is just an estimate, but he might say he goes out day drinking at 11. Say he goes out from 11 till 4. He might have 3 to 5 beers over that period of time, where you have like 15.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, it is probably a fair assessment. But I will say this. So let me just preface this by saying I don't drink anymore unless I'm traveling. I used to drink a couple beers when I came home from my work, yeah. But I don't do that anymore. So, I mean, as you said, that first night is going to be a gauge. And I'm going to see how I feel. And that's it. Like, I don't go in with any, like, preset plans. I mean, you know that.
No, you always have preset plans. You don't ever stick to them.
Well, I have preset.
Like, you have a preset plan to make the Mega Dance party.
Yeah.
And that's the big question. That's what we've been talking about for the last fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're going to make it or not.
I'm going to make it. I'm going to be there.
And if in the end, it doesn't matter if you make it.
I mean,
it doesn't at the end of the day.
If you don't make it, you don't make it. But we want you to make it.
Yeah, and since you guys always talk about that first time you guys went, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of relate it to one of the best nights I ever had at the when we were over in the Philippines is when we had the house party, right? I always talk to you about that.
You did make the house party.
I did make the house party, yeah, and actually, yeah, that was rough in the beginning. But yeah.
Well, I got to give you the benefit of the doubt. The last trip, you did pretty good. I mean, I know you guys went out a bunch during the day, but you definitely didn't have any bad nights, and you made it to every nighttime event. So
the only time that I got a little where I thought I was a little bit too out of control was that first night in Bangkok, and then I went out the last night by myself to that same bar. We had that open air bar out.
I'm going back to the December-January trip where you met us in AC on the back end of our trip when Joey was there, like in AC.
Oh, okay.
When we had the party at the house party we had at the end of the trip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about that trip.
Okay.
Like you were fine in Thailand. So like the last 2 trips, like you've been really tame, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old now. I can't go as crazy as I used to. So.
But the trip before that one is the one you missed the Mega Dance, like 4 trips ago.
Yeah, that was...
But in your defense, you hadn't been there in a long time, and you kind of hit the ground running, and then Bulldog showed up during the day, and that kind of sent you for...
Let's just be honest. It's basically all Bulldog's fault. I mean, all squarely on his shoulders.
Explain.
He showed up at 9:30 in the morning and said, let's go out, and then, the stupid thing is, like, we went out, and then we came back, and we had a couple friends with us, and then we went back out again. That was the death knell. And that's when I started shouting at you and Glenn.
Yeah, because we went out that night to Vegas, and that's when you made a turn. So we're at Vegas, and we have this on film. Like, you're at Vegas, you're having a fantastic time. Mm-hmm. And we're partying, and you're dancing, and you're, slapping five with girls. You're having a great time. Mm-hmm. And then we decided to move on to Atlantis, and that's when everything went south. And I think we talked about this on the last podcast.
Well, yeah. I mean, you and Glenn were on the other side of the amphitheater there, trying to fuck with me, dude. So I had to do something.
Nobody was fucking with you. But then we left Atlantis and we went to Sky, and then we just sent you home because, like, at that point you were gone.
No, I remember that because you went like old school back, like when we were younger, and you're like, basically, get the fuck out of here. And then I knew I was kind of in trouble, and I'm like, okay. So I left, and I went down to that. You remember that bar that we went in, like, maybe 4 trips ago that was dead? Remember, it was just me and you, and you remember we walked in there, and it smelled like shit, and it was, like, really bad.
I don't remember.
Do you remember what bar I'm talking about?
I don't.
Oh, I'll show it to you when we're there. I forget what it's called, but I went back there, and it's just a bad night.
Yeah, normally you're the life of the party and you're having a great time, but there's sometimes, back when we were younger, you did a lot more where you get to this point of negativity.
Oh yeah.
And you're like pissed, and then there's no turning you back to happy drunk Matt. Like, once you hit that point, that's obviously, I've known you for so long. That's when I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah.
Because at that point you're starting to, like, affect other people's joy.
I said this on the last podcast.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I'm not there to ruin anyone's day, yours, Glenn's particularly, but anybody. I mean, if I get like that, like, tell me get out. I mean, it is what it is.
So can we get into your guest that's coming to Boracay? Can we talk about that?
You can talk about it whatever you want.
All right.
Let's take a break real quick.
Yeah. All right. So we're back. Little battery issue. So let me set the table for this one. So over the years, we've gone on many island hopping excursions after we spend the, couple days up in AC. So back in the day, you would always want to bring somebody with you, like a travel companion that you met along the way. And early on, you'd get set up with people, whatever. You had some trips where you had girls you enjoyed. You had some trips the girls weren't so fun. But then you kind of hit a dry period where you couldn't find people, and you went on some trips by yourself, right? Because it's not always easy to find a companion in a couple days that's, passport ready to travel, and has the ability to get away, right?
Right.
So after you went on a few of these trips, I think the last couple of years, you weren't able to find somebody, and you didn't enjoy island hopping because you didn't have a companion with you.
Yeah. Well, I always have fun out there, but not as much fun. So yeah, I see where you're going. Sorry.
So we'll fast forward to this trip. So after, obviously, when you go to Thailand, you don't need a companion. But our trip a year ago, March, I think we went to El Nido, and that was Bulldog's first trip there, and you and Bulldog went to El Nido solo. And you told me after the trip, you're like, I'm never going to El Nido or Boracay or one of these island destinations solo again.
Never.
So the next trip you came on, we didn't go to an island, or we did before you got there. You just came for the back end when we were in AC for a week, so that one didn't matter. Then obviously the next trip was to Thailand, where you didn't need a companion. So we're getting ready for this trip, and you're like telling me, dude, like, I'm not going alone. So I was like, all right, why don't we reach out to Genevieve, one of the angels who's coming to Boracay with us because she won the raffle at the party, and let's see if she has any friends that want to join for Boracay, because she already had some friends that won the trip with her, right?
Okay.
And obviously those girls are already set to go, so they don't want to go with you because they don't have to.
That's a great decision on their part.
Well, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, right.
So Genevieve's like, yeah, no, I've got a bunch of friends that would like to come.
I mean, let's just preface this by saying that the angels don't really like me anyways. We've already gone into this, but okay.
They are fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
I mean, you say she doesn't like you, but what did she do? She started sending you mass pictures of all these friends that are willing to travel with you.
No. Me and JV are that's my buddy.
Yeah, she's cool.
Her and Rachel are my buddies.
So she sends you a bunch of pictures of different friends of hers, and you decide on one of these young ladies, and she exchanges pictures with her, and the girl says, yeah, like, I'm down to freaking travel to Boracay with the monster.
Okay.
So this is I don't know, 3 months ago, maybe?
Yeah. I think it was a couple months ago. I think it was in March.
So at that time,
May.
you know, we also talked to Joey,
April.
who's going on the trip as well. And we're like, hey, do you want to try to set up a companion before we get there? Because we're only going to be there a short period of time. Might be hard to find someone. And he says yes.
Okay.
So you and Joey, I get set up through the internet, basically through Genevieve.
Uh-huh.
Now, here's where you and Joey paths go in different directions. And so what I'm getting at is I want to hear your thought behind it.
Okay.
So Joey has contacted his girl via Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever, and he's been chatting with her, and he's all excited to, you know, meet her and take her on a trip.
Hell yeah.
And the girl you've chosen, you've made the decision that you're not going to contact her.
I contacted her once, but yeah, I know where you're going with this. Keep going.
When did you contact her? I didn't even know you did.
I contacted her right after it was set up.
And what did you say?
I said, hey, I'm Matt. Like, I'm looking forward to Boracay. She said, cool. And I said, look, I'll bring you a pair of water shoes when I come there. And
that's nice.
I have her a pair of water shoes in my bag right there.
And then she responded back, thank you?
Yeah.
And then you never messaged her again?
Right.
Okay. Why not? So what you contemplated, my thinking is you're going to travel with this person that you're going to spend 2 nights with an AC, so you'll get a chance, obviously, to get to know her a little bit there. But
that basically comes down to it. Like,
well, why not create more of a bond or a relationship with her just by chatting over the last 3 months? And I'm not saying you got to chat with her every day, but just kind of get to know her a little bit through the internet, and then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably now. I probably wish I did, but you know, at the end of the day, like, we're gonna make a determination off each other when we see each other, right? And
but what was your thinking at the beginning? Be like, I'm not gonna message with her. Like, I don't want to until I meet her. Like, what was your thought process behind that?
I mean,
it sounds like you didn't have one.
I didn't have one. I mean, it's just, you know, we just didn't contact. I know that's on me, obviously, but you know, I get very reluctant to interact or talk with women on the internet until I actually meet them, right? I'm a social person, but I'm more of a social person like face to face, right? I mean, we talk all the time on the phone, right? I've said this last chat too, like, I'm an introvert, bro. No. I don't think you understand. Like, I like to be by myself.
No, I totally understand.
And I'm not saying like in the future that won't change or anything, but you know, I also said this on the last podcast too. Like, you know, I'm not out there just you know, going crazy. I would like to, you know, meet someone that, at least that I could travel with, you know, when I'm over there. But yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
Well, that kind of goes into my thought process of why I think it's crazy that you didn't chat just a little. And like I said, I'm not talking about chatting with her daily, like maybe 5 or 6 times over a 3-month period, right?
Yeah.
But follow me out. So like the 2 reasons, if I was you, why I would have done it. Number 1 is like to make sure, because you said there's one thing you never want to do again, go alone, right? That's like paramount, right? Yeah. So I would be worried personally, okay, this girl has already agreed to come. Mm-hmm. It's all set up. Her tickets are bought. Mm-hmm. Now I want to at least engage her till we get there to make sure she doesn't meet somebody else or she doesn't change her mind. Like, and if she did, at least you would know before you got there, and you can, you know, replan and get somebody else. So that would be the number 1 reason I would try to like create a little bond with her, a little relationship with her, just so she's more comfortable. She knows you're coming. Mm-hmm. If something changes in her life, you know right away, and you can pivot and find somebody else. But for now, it's like you don't even know. Like, we could get there Friday night and be like, Genevieve, where's this girl? And she'd be like, oh, she got back with her boyfriend, or oh, she met somebody else. Like, and then you're dead in the water, right? So I hope that doesn't happen. But that's the reason I would have talked to her. If I was
you know, if that happens, which I hope it doesn't either. You know, you guys are just talk a lot of shit to me. I don't know what to say.
Well, like, the second reason why I would do it is, now you've set yourself up for this like weird encounter on the street in front of the carousel.
Not weird for me.
Well, you're gonna.
Weird for me.
So she's gonna be standing outside the carousel with the big entourage when we come down the stairs to go out, and that's gonna be the first time you ever really talk to her.
Yeah, that shit's gonna be awkward.
That's what I'm getting at. Is that not an awkward experience? But if you'd been chatting with her, it's not nearly as awkward. It's like, hey, finally nice to meet you. Like, but now it's like, I'm mad. I've seen you on Facebook.
No. This is going to be very easy. Just going to go up to her, hey, like you said, hey, I'm Matt. Give her a hug, say, can't wait to go to Boracay, and everything will be cool.
I'm sure it will, but the third part would be like, okay, once you have this awkward meeting with her on the street, it's night one, right? Like, you don't want to sit there and have to not cater to her, but I don't know how I can.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
Well, I know, but you don't want to have to, like, you're going to start ignoring her no matter what because of the night. There's going to be a big party. It's everybody bar hopping. Like, so it's like your attention to her is going to be probably very little because of just the environment.
Right.
Where if you already had like a relationship with her and she knows you, it's like you could have preloaded that and been like, yeah, well, I'm going to get really fucked up on Friday night. Like, no matter what, we're still going to Boracay on Sunday. Like, don't worry about me Friday night. And then when you meet her, it's like, hey, nice to meet you. Like, we're going to go party. Let's go. And then you don't have to like worry about her vanishing or something.
Those are all valid points. Well, I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't know. I guess
we just want to put you on the hot seat.
Well,
trying to make instant good content for our 300 people that are going to watch it.
Well, like, what the fuck? Did you just want to pound fucking beers, not box?
I want to do both, and this is part of the reason why I want to find something substantial down there, so I don't have to worry about it. We've all been through this, right? Where Glenn, when you first started going there, the search is fucking awful. Not because of the women, just because as you said, are they passport ready to go? Right?
No, it's
and you got a limited amount of time, right?
Right,
and it's rough, but
at the end of the day, like. We're just gonna have to see how this plays out.
That's exactly why I'm talking about this and doing this with you, because the story after this on the next podcast we have you on, after this whole experience has gone through, is going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be documented.
And that she's going to have a great time.
We're going to have that interaction. We're going to have it on film.
Oh, she's going to have a great time, and
she's got a bunch of friends that are already going. The Angels that won the raffle, like she knows all them, so it's like you're going to have a good time.
And the greatest thing is for her, it's like I'm not going to be like fawning over her, like where are you at every single minute, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be off like dancing by myself while you guys are like down there eating or something, so I don't know, Nick. Glenn's been hammering me about this quite a bit.
We just care, man.
No, look. I don't take any offense to this at all, because everything is valid that you guys say.
I just want you to have a great time, and I just figured you should create a little bit of a bond with the girl before you guys travel. But hey, it's water under the bridge at this point.
It's set up, so no matter what, she's coming, right?
Yeah, it's water under the bridge, and honestly, we just have to see if we like each other.
I know it's going to be hard to remember to do this, but we need to film the awkward encounter when they meet on the street.
God.
I can't wait.
You got to catch that one on film.
It's not even going to be that awkward, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe to be honest, I don't even know if she's going to be there Friday or not. I
guarantee she's there Friday.
I guarantee she is too. So I think
if she's still planning on going on the trip, which I would imagine she is, she will be there Friday night.
Right. It's going to be awesome.
I wish she was sitting on the other end of a podcast and I could ask her what her thoughts about this guy not contacting her for 3 months.
Yeah, dude, we could interview her in Tagalog and subtitles.
Well, no matter what, let's just say, we obviously haven't talked over that period of time, but I don't know if she's going to watch this, but
I got an idea.
What's that?
Why don't you send her a message tonight? Like, hey, I'm going to be there Friday night. Looking forward to meeting you.
Yeah, give me my phone. I'll do it right now. I'll do it.
Because you have her at least on Facebook, because you said you've messaged her before.
Absolutely. I'll send it to her right now.
I can't wait till you read this, so everybody watching can hear.
You want me to read it as I type it?
Yes, please.
Oh, she's online too.
Perfect. We might even get a fucking response.
Hey, Yuri.
She's like, thanks, Kuya.
Hey, Yuri, looking really forward to Boracay. Hope you are too.
Can't wait to meet you Friday night.
Hope to meet you Friday night. Hope to meet you.
I would say can't wait to meet you.
Okay.
Hope to meet you is like you're hoping she shows up. Like you gotta come in with a little more confidence.
She's like, who's this?
Can't wait to meet you on Friday.
Send.
So we just have to like give you shit, and you'll do stuff like this.
He did it. He sent it.
Fucking A, man.
I hope she fucking responds.
It's a big step, Matt.
I just do. It's not really a big step. I mean, it's just, yeah. You told me to contact her before I went, Glenner.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy.
I think every time I talk to you, in between the last couple of weeks, I'm like, hey, have you talked to her yet?
Leave it open so we can see if she fucking responds.
We just want you to have a good time.
I'm gonna have a good time. I always have a good time when you two are there.
You're like the most eligible bachelor there is.
I know. That's why I want to meet someone there, man. I keep telling you guys this shit.
Like you could literally have like tryouts, dude. We have multiple footage of like being in these bars and girls trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
And it's the best because you just don't give it to them. And maybe that's part of the allure of you.
Well, I mean, there's been a couple times too that like I've talked to girls that haven't been working, and I've been let down a couple times too. So.
Well, I think about like the Bulldog situation. And the first night he was there, like nobody had met him before. He was, new to Single at 40 to our group, and it was like piranhas, dude.
Yeah.
Girls just going after him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like the one that won basically just took charge and like pushed everyone out of the way and she was the big winner.
Yeah,
and he's bringing her on this trip. Like she got what she wanted.
Good. That's awesome.
But he was he was willing to receive the girls trying to get him, like where you don't receive it. Like as soon as they come sit next to you and like put their hand on you, you get up and leave. Like he was just like soaking it in. Like, oh, you want to kiss me? Oh, you want to put your arm on me? And he was just like taking it all in.
Yeah.
And like you're like, girl comes close to you, you're like, I'm moving this way.
Well, I mean, I have I don't want to. It's almost like procrastination, like don't want to commit kind of shit.
Well, that's 100% what it is.
You know what it is.
Anything.
I can't commit to anything. I mean, you guys have known me long enough. You know exactly who I am. I haven't.
I mean, you can't even commit to buying a new hat.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I've had this hat for 10 years. I was telling you right now, if we were on a boat in Boracay, Glenn, and I had $1,000 in my Wells Fargo envelope and this hat, and one of them was going to go overboard, I'm saving the hat. Because this hat means more to me than the money, right? This is our whole trip. And this hat, I wore this on our first trip.
Okay, so let's do another one.
Okay.
You have your partner that's coming with you on the trip.
Okay.
$1,000 and the hat.
Okay.
And they're going overboard, and you can save one. Which one are you saving?
The hat that's on top of my head.
Okay, let's take the hat out of it. You got the money and the girl. Which one are you saving?
The girl, because I don't want her to drown.
She won't drown. She'll get picked up by a lifeboat.
Oh, okay. Well, so let's take that back because I don't want to seem like a fucking.
But once she gets picked up on the lifeboat, like you don't get to see her anymore. Like she goes home. So like the money's lost or she's lost, but she's okay. We don't want anything bad to happen to her. But you lose either one, so you got to pick one either.
Now have me and her been having like a good time? We get along well and stuff before.
Well, yeah, obviously, because if you hadn't, you'll definitely take the money. Like she's been awesome. Like.
I'd probably take the girl, dude. The money, like,
I think it's a good choice.
I can earn more money, right?
But you can't find a cool girl because you haven't yet.
Exactly. So I mean, it is what it is. But the hat is over all three of them.
It's funny because you said the hat before worrying about her drowning, but then when it was the money in her, you were like, well, wait, does she drown? But when I had the hat, you didn't care if she drowned.
Oh, I mean, dude, now you're twisting my words because. I care if she drowns. I don't want anyone to drown. I've almost drowned in the Philippines. I don't want that to happen to anybody. So.
Oh, dude, so yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay.
So, you and Glenn almost drowned in Napcan Beach in El Nido in 2018.
Yep. I thought I was done.
So did Glenn.
Yeah, that was pretty.
I mean, basically, we got thrown out on a riptide, and thrown around this jetty. And I was drowning. 100% drowning. I remember looking up, no one's around me. I'm a fairly good swimmer. Obviously, I grew up in California. I was out of shape then, but I just remember looking up at the sun, just like, I'm done. Like, this is it. And like, I wasn't like fear, anger, sadness. It was just kind of acceptance. And then, Glenn had already tried to pull me out of there, obviously. Glenn frantically came over and tried to get out of there. And then we both got stuck, right, Glenn?
Yeah, it was.
It
all happened pretty quick.
Fuck, dude. And then all of a sudden, this Filipino came over on this boogie board and pulled us off. And you remember, Bob? I had cuts along my legs. My toe got infected.
Remember, you got smashed up on the rocks.
I got smashed up on the rocks. Remember, I was on air for like a good half an hour after that. I thought I was done, man. And like, I have some fear of the ocean still.
You should respect the ocean.
Absolutely,
always.
And that's crazy because we grew up at the beach, right? Basically, like we're from Northern California. Glenn's obviously from LA, but like I went to Santa Cruz a lot when I was a kid, which is a Northern California beach community in the Bay Area. We lived in Newport Beach, 22 years ago or something. So we've always been around it, and yeah, it was scary, man. You gotta respect nature. You gotta respect your surroundings, and this is on me too. I was drinking that day, but I wasn't like going crazy. But I just.
Well, me and Glenn were just talking about this day the other day, and he was saying how it got all quiet.
Yeah, it was. It's just weird. It was like you get this like, cause I kept getting pushed under, and I was like smashed up against the rocks, and I just had my hands up, so I was like hitting it every time with the waves were. Anyways, and they just got quiet, and then you get kind of. It's weird. It was just silence.
It's almost acceptance, dude. Like that was it for me. It was like.
When me and Glenn were talking about the other day, I brought up to him and I started thinking about, like, let's say the worst came to the worst and you guys both drowned that day. Like, I probably would have never gone back to the Philippines in my life.
That would have been a pretty traumatic experience.
You think? It was like, and like that's why like I like going to like El Nido. That obviously had happened in El Nido, but the water there is so calm. I have no fear of anything happening there, and same with Boracay. So. Yeah, it's one of those things that happens in life, and you're just thankful that you got through it, right? I've had a couple near-death experiences. I almost died from this when I was a kid. This is when I was 4. I have a scar on the back of my head if no one knows that, but I was close then too.
That's why you got to make it count, man.
Yeah,
definitely. You only live once, and you never know when your time is up. Luckily, that day, it wasn't your time.
No, my time's gonna be. I got a lot left in me for sure. I feel good. I'm living good right now.
Well, not to wrap it up on a sour note, but that's why you make it count. So, what are you looking forward to this trip? Like, what is your goal? When this thing's gonna go by in a blink of the eye. We're gonna be sitting back here in Honolulu. You're gonna be flying back to California.
Yeah.
What do you want to have accomplished?
What do you mean by accomplish? Because accomplish to me is something like at work I accomplish a task, or what am I looking forward to? Is that so basically I'm looking. I just hopefully things work out with her and we have a good time, and we have fun time on the boats. Looking forward to seeing Carabao again, and. That's it. I haven't put too much thought in it, so I can't really. Let's just see if she responded.
Yeah, good point. Let's see
this. Fuck it.
I hope she wrote back like, "Fuck you, weirdo." I've been waiting for 3 months for you to contact me.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But so yeah, man.
Yeah, that's all we can hope for is a fun, safe trip, and we all come back in one piece and. Do it again.
Yeah, man, and it's just always just so good when we travel together because, obviously you guys, mean so much to me, and it's just good, man. I don't know what to say.
Well, let's wrap it up on that then.
Yeah.
Let's make this one count.
That's right. Let's make this count, Glenn.
We will. We always do, Matt.
You have hair now.
I do.
It looks fantastic.
Thanks, man.
I mean, you should be growing out your hair too. Some of us cannot grow hair.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah, it's unfortunate. You remember how long my hair used to be?
Yeah, it sucks, man.
I used to have a beautiful red afro. It used to curl.
Well, good thing you have a girl waiting for you in the Philippines that doesn't care that you can't grow hair. Life is good.
Apparently, she doesn't even care to return my message. Now, how am I supposed to
Because you
feel
made her
about
wait
this
for
now?
3 fucking months.
Why doesn't
Good
know
point.
you are? Yeah.
Probably gonna play a little hard to get. Like, where's
I
this
like
guy
it.
been?
I like it. I think it's gonna go good though, guys.
I think so too.
I mean, we have such a good relationship with her and a group of friends, and obviously me and Genevieve are super cool. So it's gonna be absolutely just fine.
Yeah, they were handpicked by Genevieve, and she knows you well, so
Yeah,
she's probably told the girl all about you, and hopefully it works out.
yeah. I guess we'll see, right? So I mean, what can you do, Nicholas? That's just it. So,
All you can do is go play the game.
that's it, man. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to this, though.
Hey, it's game week. The lights are on, and tomorrow
It's game
morning
week.
we're gonna be flying out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So Glenn will probably try to get this podcast posted while we're there, and the next podcast will probably be with AJ, which we probably won't post till we get back. So this one hopefully next week comes out, and then after July 6th, you'll see the one with AJ, and then
Yeah.
me and Glenn will probably do a recap, and hopefully the next time you're in town, we can talk all about the girl, the trip, and your trip.
Yeah, and yeah, hopefully we got some good stories this time. I feel like,
No matter what, it'll be a good story.
yeah, I mean,
I don't know if it'll be good for you, but it'll be good. Hopefully it's good for you.
all I want is what's good for the channel, Nick. I don't care about myself.
Well, no matter what,
Right?
it'll make for good content, I think.
Yeah.
And we got to get the awkward encounter on the street when you meet her. We have to get that.
I can just film it on my on the phone if you guys want.
We'll get Ken or Jonas like following you out of the place, mic'd up, and be like,
It-
"Hello,
it-
I'm Matt. Nice to meet you."
Is Jonas going to be there?
Yeah, no, the whole crew is going to be there,
Yeah,
man.
Jonas is my homeboy, dude. That guy's the best.
I think we're looking at like 60 to 70 people night one.
60 to 70?
Well, there's a
You've
lot of
lost your-
people that have commented that are going to
lost
be
your-
there that we don't even
Holy
personally know yet.
Oh my god. So let me just ask you guys something. Am I like allowed to sit at the founders table, or like do I have my own little area over here?
Well, it's all about where you choose to sit.
So it's gonna be like you, Glenn, Alan, Mikey, and then this Mullen like over here, like on the side, or
So usually Mikey's off to his own side.
right?
I'm sure Joey and Alan will probably be partnered up hanging out.
Right.
They haven't met each other, but I'm sure they'll get along perfect.
Right.
I always sit next to Glenn and Cherry, and
Yep.
you'll be doing weird shit in the corner.
Yep.
Girls are going to be coming up to you. Actually, you're going to have a girl, so maybe they won't. But
Right.
I mean, that's kind of how it will play out.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a little bit of a back injury, guys, too. I was lifting up a sealed unit, if you guys don't know what that is. So my dance moves may be a little bit not up to par. I apologize.
We'll let the YouTube community be the judge of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool, man.
All right, man. I'll see
Good
you in the
stuff.
morning at the airport.
I'll see you, Glenn.
All right, man.
All right.
Good job.